Dudes, what's your favorite gun scene in a movie? And why is it that badass scene Muldoon in Jurassic Park? Sure, he dies. But goddamn, there is something about him slowly unfolding it, and it just looks so goddamn cool. Raiders of the Lost Ark. That scene. The hallway lobby shootout in the first Matrix movie. Just to spice it up a bit, Equilibrium. Heat. Bank robber getaway. Pulp Fiction car death. Reba McEntire and Michael Gross in Tremors in the rec room shooting at the Thing. Basically the whole club scene in the first John Wick. I don't recall seeing methodical shooting like that in a movie before it came out. Predator when everyone is going gangbusters just shooting into the jungle. Quigley Down Under, the bucket scene. The shootouts in the town. Mainly because the guns actually sound powerful. Also might get hate for this, but War Dogs when Jonah Hill pulls the MP5 out of his trunk and dump the clip into the air. Also Tom Cruise Collateral briefcase. You die first. Get it? Your friends might get me in a rush. But not before I turn your head into a canoe. Saving Private Ryan. Shooting the sniper through his own scope. I'm Your Huckleberry. Boondocks Saints. I love when the brothers get unlimited access to the IRA's bunker stockpile. They're all giddy just like I would be, lol. And later the gunfight of the three guys against one old badass Irish dude. With William Dafoe spliced in joining the fight sometimes. The scene in V for Vendetta where Creedy unloads his revolver into V but V doesn't go down. Because of the armor. Ideas are bulletproof. That's one of my favorite lines in one of my favorite films of all time. Naked Gun 212 when the guy assembles a cannon out a pistol. RoboCop shooting that sniper through the scope of his own rifle. Best one I have ever seen was in the movie Collateral when Tom Cruise killed the three thugs. Church scene in the first Kingsman. Man on Fire. When the girl gets kidnapped. Rip Tony Scott. Gearing up in I'm Gonna Get You Sucka. Clever Girl. Sicario is great too. Gun left. The shootout in Heat and Den of Thieves. John Wick disassemble and reassembling that old-timey revolver just in time for the headshot. One of my favorites is from Kick-Ass with Hit Girl's assault in the office towards the end of the movie. The big shootout in Django Unchained. Nothing beats Neo and Trinity clearing out the ground floor of the agent's building to free Morpheus. Act of Valor, the extraction scene with the boats. Unforgiven. Clint Eastwood enters the saloon to avenge his friend's death. Him against 20 men. Awesome scene. Final fight scene in True Grit. 1 against 4. You call that a dogfall? Fill your hands, you son of a BH. The final long scene in Leon the Professional. Dread, pretty much any of them if we're being honest. Snatch. And the fact that you've got replica written down the side of your gun. Matrix lots of guns scene. Honorable mention. Desperado case full of guns? But just the whole movie, lol. Go ahead. Make my day. Star Wars Under the Table. Some really good ones have been dropped already. But I'd like to mention the Gatling turrets from Aliens. It looks so promising from the start, but they so quickly get overwhelmed. On the note of glorious cheesy sci-fi, the Nuke M. Rico scene from Starship Troopers and the thump 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 shockwaves is a really good one as well. On the note of that note, I just want to say the HD version of Starship Troopers is free on YouTube. Would you like to know more? Edit also anything from Equilibrium. Lots of goodies in the comments, but the final three-way shootout in The Good, the Bad and the Ugly. The final gunfight in Wind River. Brutal, realistic, and just the various little details that just make it so memorable. The dialogue. A show of mutual respect between enemies. And being pissed and scared in the face of death. But not begging for your life. Sorry. I'm not doing a good job describing how good it really is. But it's fantastic. The final gunfight in open range. Predator when the guys just level the jungle. Heat. Church scene in The Kingsman. Rambo 4 final battle is pretty cool, too. Say what again? Hard-boiled the entire hospital scene and the opening restaurant scene. Tombstone the casino. Anchorman, the gun show. Matrix, we need guns, lots of guns. Heat. Bank robbery. Marines refer to this particular scene as a training video. Turn it up loud. Apologies if it's already been mentioned. Kingsman the church massacre scene with Freebird soundtrack. Not a gun scene as much as it is a total bloodiest. Tombstone when the guy does a revolver trick and Doc mimics it exactly with a whiskey flask. The bus scene from The Mummy Returns. I think it was Desperado? The guys with the guitar cases. Saving Private Ryan opening scene. In Tremors when the graboid bursts into Burt Gummer's basement and he and Reba fall back to the wall of guns. Scarface. In Frank's office after the Babylon Club hit. I dunno. Zombieland when he's barricading himself in the carnival booth thing. I don't even remember the Muldoon scene that well. Equilibrium gun katas. The Wrong Rec Room. The Patriot where the two boys are up on that ridge blastin' redcoats. Doc Holliday. But when he pulls his pistols out and lays them on the poker table. There. Now we can be friends. And you, music lover, you're next. Drunk piano player. You're so drunk you can't hit nothin'. In fact, you're probably seein' double. I got 2 guns. One for each of ya. Commando. Let's be honest, we all have had that power fantasy at some point in our lives. Pretty sure my top 5 are all in Quigley Down Under. For 2 different sorts of answers, the opening scene of Lord of War. Dirty Harry. Tombstone where Johnny Ringo gets 1 bullet to the head by Doc Holliday. That slow motion scene in Lock, Stock where the hippie chick on the couch picks up that Bren. When the brothers in Boondock Saints are fighting in an air duct. And fall through the ceiling into a room full of Russian gangsters. The Russian roulette scene in The Deer Hunter. And Samuel Jackson say what again? Motherfucker. Road to Perdition spoilers for a 20-year-old movie. It's late in the movie. It's nighttime. And it's raining. Paul Newman gets out of the car. And all the way down the street in the shadows you can see a muzzle flashing from an automatic weapon. You never see him. Just the muzzle flash. As man after man gets gunned down in the street in the rain. It's tremendous. This probably doesn't even count cause it's a fictional blaster. But Toy Story 2. The scenes where Zurg is shooting at Buzz and Buzz flips over him. If it has to be a real gun, then definitely Rush Hour where Lee shows Carter how to take a gun from a suspect. Private Pyle talking to himself while he loads his rifle 7.62mm. Full Metal Jacket. Equilibrium. All of them. Uncontested best gun movie ever made. Emo. The second Punisher film. The scene where he hits some parkour guy with an RPG mid-air. Dirty Harry and Magnum Force. The final gun fu gun kata scene in Equilibrium was pretty cool.